love got to do, hey, got to do with it. I get a little taste and I'm through with it. Then I send it right back to you with it. Hey, what's hey, love got to do with it. I get a little taste and I'm through with it. Then I send it right back to you with it. Visionary, play your position, no missionary. But yet I pack gospel in the quotes I spoke. You listening to the most high like the Pope on dope. Now picture that, my poetry's deep, now fish for that. Only real niggas catch something, phony niggas fail. Shit you gotta feel like it's only red and braille. Both did the crime, but his homie didn't tell. So he fucking bitches while he sitting lonely in the cell. Thinking, well, what the hell I been on? They gave a nigga 5, then they threw another 10 on. By the time I'm back in the streets like a bachelor, I gotta play the clubs with the old ass women.
Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? How to get a Discord post up right quick? What's good? What's good? By the way, as you see, we got a Coby White breakdown. I've been trying to get all the players I have not watched thus far this season. And now going forward, we're probably going to low-key be spinning back a lot of breakdowns when it comes to certain players. But it's going to be even better because how nuanced these matchups are. And you know what I'm saying? It's postseason time. It's playoff time. And so we got to really kick this off. Coby White and Dejounte Murray. I got a couple of things I also do want to say about the Hawks. About what they should do, what the fuck they got going on in their backcourt. So I'm going to speak about that later in the breakdown or maybe before the breakdown. I don't know. We're going to see. But I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I'm going to show y'all why Coby White is also the most improved player. And there's certain things within Coby White's game that y'all must add. And when I say must add, I mean like right now, like expeditiously. Meaning it doesn't require athleticism, it doesn't require any sort of height, any sort of natural talent. You just need to be conscious of it and pick up the skill and be disciplined when it comes down to incorporating it. And so I'm gonna drop a lot of gems when it comes down to finishing, as y'all even see in the title, when it comes down to a player like Coby White. So I got a lot of shit I want to talk about when it comes down to that. And I'm probably, even before we get to this breakdown, I'm going to peep everything that's going on in the Discord, or try to peep everything I didn't see last time at least. So let me get this posted up right quick. Let me see. Let me go down. Let me get down to jump shots. Or actually, I need to put the link to the Patreon in here. Let me get this right quick. Let me get the link to the Patreon. Drop this in the chat right quick. Drop this in the chat right quick before we even get going. Before we get flowing. Get that right quick. Boom. Get all these little stuff started before you even get flown, before we get locked in. Let me find that. Boom. 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 Make sure I drop that in there right quick, because that's where all the gems really be going on. That's where all the gems really be going on. So drop that in that chat right quick. I'm about to go peep the Discord right now. I'm about to peep the Discord right now. Let me pause that. Let me open that. Let me go here. And now I'm just going to literally go through all the shit that I missed last time and any new shit that's still in there. So let's see where we at with this. Let me see where we at. I think the 15th was the last time. Yeah, I think the 15th was the last time. I done peeked something in here. So boom, hold on. Let's just get straight to it. Let's get straight to it. Bro, y'all keep sending me videos and I can't see y'all how y'all miss shots. Someone literally has sent me a video today. Someone that was in the Patreon sent me a video today. And I was like, send me a video of you shooting so I can see your form and so I can see the miss, right? They sent that video through. They maybe took like 10 shots. Probably all, may have missed like damn near all of them. And all the shots that they missed went right. And so I was able to now see the results of the miss, how they missed the shot, then go look at the form and see what produced that in their form, and they're going to go and fix it. And when they go and fix it, their shot's going to be knocked down. And I can guarantee that. It's literally as simple as that, finding why something is wrong and then adjusting it accordingly. So I need y'all to keep to show me y'all misses. Show me everything. Show me it all. Show all the little parts of it. But I'm going to try to see as much as I can when I just got this right here. Because sometimes you can see something little, but some things, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I can tell you this, though. I can tell you this. I can tell you this. That is not a guy hand. Hold on. Let me see. That is not a guy hand. That is not a guy hand. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if I've seen somebody shoot like this before. Or shoot like this. This is what it is. Yeah, you're righty. I don't know if I've seen someone shoot like this. I don't know how it's even comfortable to shoot like that. It's kind of crazy. Now that I'm really looking at it. Like, you got the wrist loaded, elbow out, hand on the other side. That's low-key a crazy form. That's a crazy form right there. And so literally when it comes down to just this as a whole, when it comes down to this jump shot, move that left that's on this whole opposite side to this side. Meaning like a little, like almost if you made your hand straight, they'll now make a right angle, right? But now you just put it onto a ball. That's how I think of shooting. That's as simple as I made it, because when I was in elementary and middle school, I was good at math. And kind of just seeing a basketball and seeing the angles of your hands, it's like, all right, where do I put this hand? Where do I put that hand? I just thought like almost 90-degree angle, and it kind of just placed it on the basketball. And I do have a little bit of a thumb push, so my jump shot is a little weird in comparison to other people. So I wouldn't really need like that straight guide hand, because I do push out a little bit. So, but that's how I think of it, you know what I'm saying, in a geometrical manner. So I would say first and foremost, you got to fix that. You got to fix that before you even talk about anything else. You got to fix that. And to fix something like this as well, that's where I always tell y'all to form shoot, because you'll break these habits by form shooting. If you form shoot consistently, disciplined for an extended period of time, meaning a couple months, this is exactly what's going to help you. Yo, what's good, June? What's good, Samuel? What's good? What's good? I'm peeping through the Discord right quick. I'm going through jump shots. I'm going through whatever questions people have. And buddy right here had a little got something little going on up here. But yeah, like I said, probably drop the timestamps in there as well. And if y'all got any videos of y'all shooting, also, if y'all got videos of yourselves jumping, that's where also I could help. Send that in the Discord. And I try to at least peep it two streams a week. And literally it's going off that last jump shot. You should not be shooting no one leg shots if you know what I'm saying. You gotta form like that. So wasting a lot of your time. But yeah, I always like to start when it comes down to adjusting a jump shot, going from the first layer that's wrong, meaning the first thing in the sequence of events. You fix that, and then you address the next problem. A lot of people fuck up when it comes down to making adjustments, is that they try to fix 5 things at one time. You can't do that. Because what may happen oftentimes when it comes down to making adjustments and making corrections is that once you end up fixing the one thing that where things root from, right, where the things first started, it may fix everything else after that. It may fix the rest of that sequence. And so now that's why you just got to simply say, okay, let me fix this. And if I still have this problem that occurs after that, then I'll go and address that. But don't try to fix both at the same time. I'll say don't try to fix both at the same time. Unless they literally are in line with each other, don't do that. Don't do that. But yeah, that was that first jump shot. I'm probably going to put it, I'll just add everybody in here. What time is, I'll actually just respond right now. I responded, how far are we in the stream? About 4 minutes. All y'all been saying everything. I gotta at least try to peep this as much as I can. Let's go to this next one. Any question? What should I fix on my jump shot? All right, at least I could kind of see the rim. Oh, is that music? Oh, gotta mute that. Gotta mute that. Why the fuck? Hold on. Gotta mute that. You see, that's the thing where a lot of y'all fuck up. That's where 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 y'all fuck up. Because y'all want to get a better jump shot, but you make jump shooting and your ability to improve your jump shot way harder when you decide to go into the gym and add layers on the skill that you want to work on. Meaning you're trying to do dribble moves into a jumper when if you even just stood in one stationary spot and took a jump shot, right? If you stood in one stationary spot, took a jump shot, you can't even be consistent when it comes down to that. So what makes you think you're gonna add a bunch of dribbles and it's also gonna be consistent? It's gonna be even worse. So you need to learn how to shoot stationary at least, right? The most basic footwork you could do for stationary shooting, just to build the foundation, the fundamentals, is a stepping, a forward stepping, right? Right foot behind that left, or a left foot behind that right, step in, or a lateral step in. And those are footworks beyond that as well. I'd be talking about in the Patreon, but if you want to improve your shot, you just got to literally just shoot it in itself, and it's going to be able to build that muscle memory for when you do shoot off the dribble later in the future, like a long time down the road. Then it's going to be a lot easier for it to transfer over. Left out last time we talked about people recording misses. I'll be trying to tell y'all as well, like, even if you send game film, if any of y'all send game film, send the misses, send the turnovers, send all the bad plays, all that. But they show makes, exactly. The misses allow me to know, and allow you to know, will show you why you do something wrong. It's hard to be able to decipher what you're doing wrong when you're only showing when you're doing it right. It's hard to be able to understand that. Love your breakdown and your analysis from a related point of view. Helps a lot, bro. Hey, no problem. I'll try to do all my breakdowns. I do it from a perspective of being an actual basketball player and how could I get better by watching this player. Instead of like watching a player, like a lot of like the basketball channels on YouTube would do. They'll watch a player and kind of tell you what they did, but not make that connection back to self. Meaning, I don't know what part of this I need to incorporate into my own game. I don't know what part I need to add in. I don't know what part I don't need to add in. You just see them doing a bunch of stuff. And you see like the commentary over it, them having their takes over the video. Me, I'm like, okay, I want to do this so that I can help people actually get better. And that's how I watch film. I ain't watch it so I can be able to have the strongest opinion, the strongest take. But I watch the game so that I can be able to get better at the game because I love the game. Simple as that. Do you watch Skibbity Toilet? Nah, bro. Nah, bro. I hardly even know what that is. It sounds like I've heard it before, probably because my little brother, but I do not watch that shit. But yeah, like I said though with this, in the form in itself, you sent 2 makes, bro. There probably isn't so many more misses prior to this, but he just took the 2 makes that he had that were back to back, ain't it? Yep, he sent the 2 makes back to back. He sent the 2 shots that he had that he made back to back. But I'm not even gonna go to that first one. I don't even want to look at that. That's an off dribble shot. So, like I said, it's hard to be able to know what is wrong because, like, I could say the shot is ugly, but if it ends up working, like if it ends up going down more times than not, how could I tell you to fix something that don't need to be fixed? You know what I'm saying? I need to see y'all misses, bro. If anything, send me 10 misses before y'all send me 10 makes. I be trying to tell y'all every time. I literally might put a disclaimer in the Discord, like in the jump shot section or some shit, in the film section. Only send misses. And if you do have some makes, send misses and makes. Send the whole thing. Don't cut it. Don't clip it up. No, just send the whole shit straight through. Send the footage raw. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people be clipping a bunch of stuff up. It's hard for me to be able to see what's going wrong. I could say like your shoulders and your core, your base is all off, pointing in a bunch of the wrong directions and shit. But who said it's the wrong direction if this shit go down? You know what I'm saying? I've been seeing a lot of funky jump shots. I've been seeing a lot of them that actually go down. And I could say one thing is that you at least follow through with the rim, which is with the shooter hand. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people could start here, but if they finish here, this elbow being out doesn't matter. That's just one example out of it, right? I don't even know if a lot of y'all even realize that, right? Where a lot of people say keep that elbow in at all times. Some players like KD, when he goes up into a shot, his elbow is out, right? His elbow is out. But by the time he finishes the shot, his elbow isn't out. He finishes in line with the rim. So he's breaking a fundamental that if a lot of coaches seen it at the start, they would say, oh, no, you got to change it because you're not starting with your elbow in. But little do you even realize, it doesn't matter where the elbow starts. It matters where the elbow finishes. If the elbow finishes out, that's a bad thing. If it finishes in, no problem, especially if the shot goes in as well. But if you're someone who does start with the elbow out and then sometimes finishes your shot with your elbow in, that more movement does make it a little tougher for you to be able to find exactly where it is. But if a player already has success finding how to finish with that elbow in, no need to change it. So it can bring inconsistencies, and that's where you got to decipher whether they are already consistent at finishing it how it needs to be finished, or whether they are not. So, do you have any good dribbling drills? Honestly, the best drill, I guess, essentially, freestyle dribbling. I'll just dribble to some music, bro. Dribbling is some music. Learn how to dribble with a different pace. Learning how to dribble subconsciously. Those are the skills as to which a lot of people, you can't really work on those to a degree that will apply to a game when you just do regular cone drills and you do these fixated dribble moves, right? You just can't do it. If you already know what combo you're going to do, it's not going to be like how it's going to be in the game, because in the game, you don't know what combo you're going to use. Like, you'll just come down and bop, bop. You know what I'm saying? You might just do a tween cross, or you might be doing a tween back. And if you're going down the floor thinking about what move you're going to do, you're already fucked up, because you're only thinking about the first thing you're going to do, not realizing that in the course of this game, with all the variables that are on the floor, I got to go do maybe 4 other things and react to 4 or 5 other things. And if you only think about one, good luck being able to actually go and make a play or get a bucket. So those are my 2 favorite drills. Like, essentially drills or things that work on ball handling is freestyle dribbling. Really just freestyle dribbling. That's the one I said. Freestyle dribbling all the time. And then if anything else, it depends on what aspect of your handle is bad. There's different layers. There's different skills within someone's ball handling. A lot of people don't even realize that. There's different skills within it in itself. And so you got to pinpoint which one is bad and then do drills according to that skill that is bad. I'm about to drop those gems on the Patreon. I just realized that. Like, it's literally in my notebook sitting right there. And that's how I fix my own handle. Because it's like 5 concepts. And I'm probably going to think more about it and add more that I do see fit. But whatever ones I got in there and the other ones that I come up with that are also important, I'm going to throw into that mix. And then I'm probably going to drop that shit on the Patreon. Because that shit is really gems. That shit is gems. You said Gandalf. The fucking Lord of the Rings gang for I Love Freestyle Dribbling. That's how you actually become a good in-game dribbler. I'm telling you, bro. A good in-game dribbler where you actually got a defense on you. Buddy sent his shit sideways, gang. Hold on. Bro, how am I supposed to... It's just GG's, my guy. It's just GG's. I can't watch that. I can't watch that, bro. You gonna... I ain't doing that, bro. Fuck no, I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. Let's see what else we got, bro. Go to the film section. Boom. I think this is where... Did I see this at all? Let me go a little further back. Okay, this is where we was at. And then let me actually go back and respond to this other dude. Responded at what? It was like 10 minutes. By the way, if y'all got any questions, let me know. Did you give your playoff predicts? Yeah, I did a little bit. I did last stream. If all teams are healthy, and the thing about it, it's like, bro, I know some shit's going to happen that we just simply cannot fucking predict. You know what I'm saying? Some shit where it could be like, actually, I do want to put any bad karma or bad luck in the air on anybody. I don't know what it is. I feel like there's going to be something crazy that may happen throughout this playoffs. That's just going to be like it is every year, damn near. You know what I'm saying? There's always that, like, shock. Unless it was like them Golden State, Cleveland years where it was like, they're going to make it. They're going to play, then boom, they're going to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless there's like those years. But like now, with all the comp that there is, there's about to be some shit that really shakes shit up. And I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm just waiting on it for it to happen. You know what I'm saying? All we got to do is sit back and wait and see. So, but if all teams are healthy, I did have Denver winning the chip. All teams healthy. So if I had a team as to which I would most favor, like I would want to see win the chip the most, it would be the Clippers. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. Russ, PG, a little bit of James, you know what I'm saying? But I want to see like Russ, PG get a ring. That should be fine. But if I wanted to see a team win, I want to see them win. But if I had to just keep it a bean, even though I'm an Orlando Magic fan, I'm from Orlando, I'm still not gonna sit here and like gas shit up and be like, yo, we got no bias around here. No bias. What else did I miss? Denver and Lakers series, who win? And I said I had Denver winning the chip, so that Lakers series maybe packed up out of there gone. Maybe packed up out of there and gone. Suns first round exit for to be crazy if it happens. Who they play? They 3 and they're like 6. So who the fuck they play? I forgot. Who the fuck is that? Bro, why am I drawing a blank? Let me see. Who the Suns play? Who the Suns play? Who the Suns play? Who the Suns play? Let me see right quick. Timberwolves. Oh, I don't think they. No. Too many mismatches. I ain't gonna lie. There might be too many mismatches right there. Might be too many mismatches right there. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you about that one. I think they got it. But like you said, if it happens, it happens. If it happens, it happens. We can't guess it. Who y'all got winning the chip? Who y'all got? Who do y'all got winning the chip? I want to know who y'all got, bro. Because a lot of people fucking with Boston, but the only reason I don't think Boston gonna win it, they shoot too many damn threes. They shoot too many threes. If you seen my Jason Tatum video, how to play soft, that's the reason I don't think they'll win the chip. Because they don't get the ball into the paint enough, and they decide to kick out too often. Jason Tatum being 6'10" at this point, and mind you, it's gonna say 6'8", but he probably grew, and he's playing in shoes, right? Both those two things. He probably about 6'8", 220, 230, right? He put on size as well. Probably maybe like 220, but it's hard to guess. But he should be playing in the paint more. He should be playing downhill at the rim more instead of shooting those threes. Because playing that way is going to open up his threes. It's going to open up team threes. It's going to open up everything. And I don't know why they don't emphasize that. And if they did, I could see them winning like 3 chips. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're waiting on. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm waiting to see if they do. That's all I'm waiting for. If healthy, winner of Mavs Clippers got it, then you got to beat in the Nuggets too. The thing is, that nigga Jokic, bro. That man Jokic, motherfucker big. Pause, bro. No Diddy, but like he huge. So it's like, damn, dog. Like, it's tough for me to be able to like, cause they have the one person that there's just no matchup for. And I know Kawhi be taking off. You know what I'm saying? Kawhi be taking over. Luka be taking over. But they got no, like, Zubac can't hold him. Mason Plumlee can't hold him. Gafford can't hold him. Like, these are bigs who's just like, you can't stop them. So it's like they're going to have to literally throw multiple defenders at them. So let's get back to here, though. Let me see if he asked anything about this. This is what I usually do on my individual workouts. Let's just watch through this video right quick. Boom. Quick rip through right foot pivot spin. I would say I hold on, let me just kind of finish this out. See, that's where he fucked up. I don't know. You gotta also let me say this. The most important thing in an individual workout. Let me tell you all this. It's the most important thing. I'm gonna talk about it in the breakdown as well with Coby White, but the most important thing in an individual workout is visualization. You making a move and actually seeing how the entire defense looks like. Meaning your defender, right? What's gonna happen when I get past my defender? Help defenders, right? How's the rest of the floor space? When am I using this move? What point in time do I tend to find myself in this spot? Whether it's gonna be in a set or it's just in the free flow of an offense. How often do I tend to find myself in this spot? And now what move can I be able to make in this spot? So if you're, say, in your motion set, your motion offense, and you usually tend to come off handoffs, right? Whether it's going up to the right wing or going up to the left wing. Now this is the type of shit as to what you could do to be able to almost flow so that so once you get into a game, it kind of gets normal. And you understand that you understand all your moves. And all your moves have a purpose. So like something like this. You got to really understand, because this is literally a straight line drive. Straight line drive won't really work like that, especially if you make a drop tween to the left side. And more times than not, I kid you not, it's better just to keep shit simple and not try to layer a bunch of stuff at one spot and literally just do 2 to 3 things that you usually do there. And then you'll begin to realize what type of shit you will then go to next. Instead of having a bunch of moves and a bunch of looks. But by the time you play with the actual defender, you'll end up realizing, oh, this is not my style of move. This is not how I usually attack. I'm not comfortable in this spot, in this situation. So I just say that when it comes down to workouts as a whole. Because you are going everything from this right wing. You're trying to like be creative, but you got to understand everything that's going on. When am I using this move? Why am I using this move? Who am I using this move on? You know what I'm saying? All those little parts when it comes down to actually using a move in the game. You got to think about it all. It say you big as hell. Ain't no pause on that too. But hold on, number 8. Please review my mistakes. Been trying to get. Finally, someone said they mistakes. Hold on. Please review my mistakes. Been trying to get better at reads on triple threat. And by the way, number 22, the guy guarding me is about 6'9". Hold on, what the fuck? 6'9". But he don't seem that tall, but I guess so. You see, on a play like this, though, yeah, 6'9" is crazy. 6'9" is crazy. But yeah, like this though, like you didn't necessarily do anything wrong because your skill set doesn't lie in this area. Simple as that. Your skill set does not lie within this area. So you passing the ball, you did the right thing, right? If anything, you could have got the ball out your hands even quicker. Just understand this. Like, think Draymond Green. Y'all got a 45-second shot clock. That's crazy as shit. But think of Draymond Green, right? He knows he's not a threat on the perimeter. And so if he's going to take a set shot, he's going to shoot it. He's going to line up the seams. He's going to shoot it, right? Get his eyes on the rim, shoot. But if he's not going to do that, he's going to immediately look to what he's going to do next. Instead of doing this right here, where you'll take a purposeless dribble to do absolutely nothing, right? Like when you really look at this dribble in itself, where is this dribble doing for you? It did nothing. Nothing. Like you just took a dribble to a spot just so you could, for the sake of taking a dribble. But in reality, what you should do, understanding this is not my area, what could I be able to do? Turn and get straight into a handoff. I could do that, right? Throw the ball out, run and set a screen. Screen, roll. And that gives the defense minimal time to communicate, right? It gives them very little time. So if you just simply already know, okay, when I catch on the perimeter, if I'm in the triple threat, if I tend to be here, I'm not going to catch, stare my defender down. I'm going to go look to swing the ball over, throw it, set a screen immediately. So now the person guarding me has to communicate in a matter of 1 to 2 seconds. And being in high school, I don't think they're going to communicate that fast, right? Keep it a bean. High school players ain't going to communicate that fast. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to say screen coming right, screen coming left. They may not even understand the coverage for that situation at that point in time. So getting into those quick actions is what you could do here. Is there a Discord link? Yeah, that's the Patreon. Let me drop the Discord link in here right quick. Let me drop the Discord link. I'm low-key cooking up right now. That was a gem right there I just dropped. Let's get back. Let me drop the... Find the chat. I'll drop the Discord link in the chat right quick. Boom, right there. All right, let's get to the second play. Let's get to the second play. When I start, I started this maybe around like 25-ish. I think. Another purposeless dribble. And so now you got to understand that, okay, if I'm in this area, and like I said before, you don't have the skill set right now to score from these spots. You got to immediately get into an action so that you can set a screen and roll to the rim and be in the paint where you're doing something comfortable, right? Or what you can now do if you want to actually build your game is actually learn some triple threat things in this area. Learn how to rip through and actually get into some contact, right? Learn how to jab and go the other way. Learn how to even use a trigger step, being able to read spacing, just like learning the triple threat stuff. That's what you can now do and add into your game if you tend to find yourself in these triple threat scenarios. Like I said, that's a Twitch follow. That's kind of crazy. But like I was saying before, though, when it comes down to you figuring out what you got to work on by yourself, what are the scenarios I tend to find myself in within games? And now I'm going to work on those same exact spots and do things that I'm comfortable doing and not things that I want to do. All because you see, say, Shea may get himself in a spot where he has the ball. You can't do all the moves that Shea does because you don't move the same way. You got to figure out what your movement pattern or what moves you like to use. You got to figure out how you like to use a jab. You got to figure out what type of spacing you like to be able to pull a shot. You got to figure out how you like to maybe even utilize a pump fake. You know what I'm saying? Or how if I maybe want to turn my back to the basket in a situation like this. Right? You could even turn your back to the basket. Literally turn, start posting up. You know what I'm saying? You got options. It's a lot of options. Are my hips supposed to be dead after the hip workout? Kinda, a little bit, yeah. You're working on your hip flexors. Working your hip flexors. So you should be feeling like a little weak. You know what I'm saying? So, but by the time like you get your recovery going, you're gonna be like, oh shit, now I really feel what's going on. That just shows you got weak hips. You know what I'm saying? That's like you get into the gym for the first time, right? You bench press it for the first time. You're like, oh, my chest is dead. You know what I'm saying? Or you just did like doing back workouts for the first time. It's like, yo, my muscles is dead. That just shows those muscles were weak and they needed to be strengthened. So they should be. This is the type of film y'all got to start sending me, bro. This type of shit y'all got to start sending me. Because this is how he's actually going to get better. Jerry, I believe, this is how he's actually going to get better. You got to even understand this, right? To where he's sending his mistakes and he's like, all right, boom, how can I actually get better? Because he's going to be the one to go back to the game and translate. But peep this, though. So you're not guarding that 6'9" dude no more, right? You're not guarding that 6'9" dude no more. And so now on the inbound, you're guarding 11. More of a wing style of player. So you being more of a big, being more of a slow-footed player, heavy foot player, right? What type of gaps am I gonna guard these wings with? What are these wings good at doing, right? And so that's why it's so important to know the personnel of everybody you're playing against. A lot of high school players fuck up, right? Let me tell you all this. This is where a lot of y'all high school players fuck up. Y'all go into games and only know the personnel that the coach assigned you to guard primarily. But when you're playing, especially on a team where you may have a bunch of guards and wings, you're going to switch a bunch of shit. You're going to switch handoffs. You'll probably switch pick and rolls. You'll end up catching somebody in transition that you weren't primarily matched up against to start the game. So what you got to do is pay attention to the entire scouting report. And you don't got to remember every nuanced thing, but your coach probably not putting a bunch of nuanced shit on there. They're just saying he could shoot, he likes to do this, like to do that. Probably like 3 basic things, right? But just remember the main thing that they like to do. And then guard them appropriately to that when you do end up guarding them. So don't sit there and be like, oh, he said I got him. All right, let me know that and forget everything else. Because it's you forgetting what they put on that scouting report that's going to cause you to have that defensive lapse. That's going to cause you then to get benched. And it's going to now cause you to say your coach is hating on you. But in reality, it's all on you because you didn't read the scouting report from top to bottom. You only read it at the top or in the middle or wherever it put your name to start the game. You got to know everybody. And that's where a lot of high school players fuck up. So now understanding that concept in itself, right? You got number 11. What they said, what have we even noticed about number 11, right? Because this may be even AAU, so you may not have the scouting report, but what have you noticed about him going throughout the game, right? What have you noticed? All right, does he like to shoot? Is he actually going to shoot these? He's far behind the line. Should I even jump on this? Just judging by the distance he is behind the line. You know what I'm saying? That's where you got to build that instinct on the perimeter. So like in the off season now, you can just start guarding wings in your workouts. You literally just got to expose yourself to that failure, right? So you can learn what you're doing wrong and then be able to adjust accordingly and figure out how you got to guard guards and wings. So that's something you can work on in the off season. Just moving your feet as a defender, learning how to open up your hip, learning how to like actually slide and open up. I don't even know if you're in the Patreon, but if you're in the Patreon, I plan on one of these weeks dropping a defensive workout, and it's something y'all can literally constantly do day in and day out over and over and over and continuously get better and better and better because it's so direct on the skills that you need to improve yourself as a defender that you just repeat it. You'll just get better as time goes along and you do it more. So I'm going to have that soon. What's the Discord link? Scroll up a little bit. I just dropped it before, but let me see if I could drop it again. It might still be saved. It should be like, yeah, I had one sent like a couple messages right before yours. I'm telling you, I'm locked in right now. Hold on. We're going to get to this breakdown in about 10 minutes. This is after a 2-hour practice. I wasn't going fast. Hold on. Let me put the screen on. You got to hoop by any means necessary, bro. You got to hoop by any means necessary. I'm telling you, you got to hoop. You got some shit in the back of the crib on the wall. You got to do what you got to do. Got to do what got to work with what you dealt with. Is there anything? I was going fast. I don't even think there's anything to break down in this. If this was, like you said, after a two-hour practice, and you just getting out here just to kind of dribble around and just kind of flow a little bit, I would just say, if anything, form shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're trying to just get in the gym or your body's already tired, if you want to do like some passive recovery, or you just want to have a ball in your hand, get to a goal, form shoot. Form shoot. Guarantee you, form shoot. No, nothing. You can never go wrong with form shooting. Never go wrong. Can never go wrong. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's practically it. It's just chilling, flowing, dribbling, relaxing. But ain't no problem with doing this at sometimes though, to where you can just start like dribbling a little bit and not think so much about a bunch of shit. So I would say that still definitely could help. That definitely could help. Let me respond to everybody who has sent some stuff in here. That question, yeah, Jerry, boom. Let me add. Stuff starting maybe around like 15 minutes in ish. Boom. Got through that. Let's see if we got anything else, and then we're going to get into the breakdown. Some of this other stuff in the discard I low-key already peeped. Let me see what let's talk about in here. This is the last part. This is the last thing. We're going to get into the breakdown. Coby White breakdown. At this point, basketball skills are pretty good. Anybody got advice for me? First, let me get some water. At this point, my basketball skills are pretty good in order for me to get minutes on the court. But there are some things I can't do while in practice. Like, I'm pretty bad studying film. I see a play and tell you what's happening, but I can't go into detail, like not even 10%. I don't understand how to watch games and how you know, kind of boost my IQ or skills. Can you guys give me some tips on how to watch and watching film, what to look for? Because I ain't trying to break down a player. I'm trying to break down how teams or offense is being run. Any tips for you? So the most simple thing I could tell y'all when it comes down to breaking film, and by the way, it's not like I just started the first time I ever laid my eyes on basketball and knew exactly what to look for and all this other stuff. Nah, I'll tell y'all this. See what's going on, right? Not just from a single player, but from a collective unit. Like, this player is there, that player is doing this player is doing this. Like, see how all this stuff is being layered, right? And so just ask yourself why. Ask yourself what are they doing, and then after that, ask yourself why. Simple as that, right? Ask yourself why. What, and then why. And that's going to be able to now put you into that rabbit hole of thinking, right? Of not just overthinking, which is cyclical thinking in the same patterns over and over, but progressive thinking. So for me, at least, that's my kind of perspective to it. I look at the entire floor instead of looking at the ball. That's also another start to watching film. Look at the whole floor. Don't look at just the ball. And then once you do see things going on, ask yourself what, and then ask yourself why. I'll say as simple as that. And then also, of course, watch these breakdowns. You know what I'm saying? Watch these breakdowns that are talking about certain skills, so it can make it easier for you to transfer over the knowledge and what you need to do when it comes down to certain things. He literally wrote down all the coverages. He literally wrote down all the coverages. Does anyone know how I can get synergy? I ain't gonna lie, you cannot. I don't think you can get synergy, gang. Synergy, I don't know about that. You got to know somebody who's playing pro or somebody who's in college to get synergy. Can anyone help? I train a lot, but in games I can't do a normal layup. I don't know what to do. So if you can't make a layup in a game, what do you think you need to go work on when you start training? Those same exact layups that you're missing in the game. Literally as simple as that. Simple as that. And then get yourself to the point where it is innate. It is natural for you to do exactly what you just worked on. That's how many reps you got to get up. You probably think, oh, I could do this 10 times. No. Literally put that shit to the power of 10. And then multiply that again by 10. And then maybe another 10. So there's a lot more that you got to do when it comes down to that. So to actually build the skills and build the muscle memory and the movement so you can be able to make those shots in the game. Get used to knowing when to pass it. Playing with people, that does help as well. Working, like I said, working on the exact skills and then also doing those skills and directly applying it. Why am I the best player in practice and training? But why am I the best player in practice and training, but in game I'm scared to shoot? Probably just getting nervous. There's two ways you got to understand. Being nervous really isn't real. I don't think y'all understand that. Like, physiologically, being nervous is not real. What's going on in your body when you are nervous going into games is the exact reactions and the exact what's the word for it? Like, in terms of your nervous system, the exact same thing that's going on when you're nervous is the exact same thing that's going on when you're excited. It's just about how do you perceive what's going on within your body, right? It's just how do you perceive those reactions. You can either see this as excitement, meaning I'm ready for this opportunity. I want to go and see what I could do. I want to test myself. I want to go and compete. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to play the best game possible. I want to go win. Or you're going to be nervous and be scared of what could happen, right? You're worried about some shit that's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And you're not able to trust what you've already done. And so if you literally just shift your perspective of I'm nervous to then I'm excited, it's literally a shift that's like that. So anytime you go into a game, anytime you go into whatever it is that you struggle with translating that confidence over to in that performance, be excited, right? Find something that you're going to be excited about. Whether that is you seeing how much better you've gotten, whether that's you trying to you going to win that game, you trying to go and test some shit out. Like, you got to find something to get excited about. And so that's what's going to be able to take away some of that nervousness and allow you to apply what you already know. If I work harder than others, do I keep working harder? Essentially, yes, this question here. Someone just sent this. You can literally send that in the chat right now, and I can literally peep it in the chat. But if I work harder than others, do I keep working harder? You got to work harder than your competition, but there comes to an extent to where comparison will now become the thief of joy and the thief of the process, right? Because the process is what brings the joy. And so if your ultimate fuel behind you working harder is just to work harder than somebody else, you will lose joy within the process of basketball. You will lose the joy of the game. Pancake, appreciate that sub. But you will lose the joy when it comes down to that. So for you as a player, you got to say, okay, I got to outwork them, but also I got to work smarter than them. Hey, XD Gamer, appreciate that sub as well. But I got to work harder than them. I got to work smarter than them. But also at the same time, I still got to have a love for the game to where whether these people exist in the world or they do not, I'm still going to work hard as shit because I love the game. I'm not going to want myself to get better at the game just so I could be better than you, because that just shows me your motive behind the game. And if you do that, automatically corrupted. Your longevity in the game is going to be short-lived, because the second you do get better than that person, all the fuel that was behind your work ethic is now gone, right? Whereas if you had this internal motivation, if you have the internal discipline, what is now going to transpire if you have that from within self? It's now going to be forever occurring. You're always going to have it, unless you get distracted, you lose focus of what you're doing, and you do something completely different. But if it's from within, that's practically eternal, right? It's gonna happen forever. But whereas if you do it just because it's the other person, you want to be better than them, you may end up getting better than them. But at that point, you're probably gonna kick rocks. You're gonna lose all the joy, all the passion for the game, and that's why you gotta be super careful of what you decide to lay the foundation of basketball as for yourself as a player. So, yeah, I'll say you gotta be careful when it comes down to that, man. You gotta be careful. What else is in here? Boom. Let me see what you're saying. Do you have any advice on how to visualize during your workouts? If you want to be able to visualize what you're doing, you got to understand what defenders will do. That's what I'm doing on the Patreon, by the way. Everything I'm doing on the Patreon is mainly spot up shooting, and I'm doing film from a perspective of you understanding how to visualize the game. So then you can be able to go to your workouts, visualize it, and then you'll get into the game, right? And through the workouts, by having the physical reps and the mental reps, you can now translate that shit into the actual game. And you won't need as much pickup basketball as other people may need. Because if you train the mental to understand that these certain actions are going to happen, are almost fixated, and when someone does this, I'm gonna do this, right? If you drill that in mentally, you could almost bypass the pickup process. But that's a whole different thing in itself. And I did not discover that myself. I learned that from Coby. And then I literally just took what he did. I said, okay, boom, he did that. All right, how do you could almost bypass pick up basketball to an extent, to where you already know what you must do so that you could apply it when you end up going playing the game. It's gonna make the process much more efficient. So most of the stuff I do on here is just like the skills, but when it comes down to the visualization, that's what I'm really emphasizing on there. So, and it's gonna be more, it's hyper focused, meaning that I'm doing a video for one skill and you're gonna see a bunch of like the one skill a whole bunch of times. Wayne like water, you remember me? You acting like the last time you was in stream was like 3 years ago or some shit. Yeah, I remember you. But I try to practice things that I could apply to my game. It's hard to visualize. Yeah, you got to understand what somebody saw when you saw them do it, so then you could go and apply it. Just leave it as that. That's a gem right there. Hips are supposed to be there after hip workout. Like, nah. I mean, your body, whatever body part you're working out should be. Damn near. My hips usually hurt after hoop session, and it's hurting like that. You feel me? I'm telling you, it's probably you got weak ass hips. You got some weak ass hips, gang. Still needs improvement. If it still needs improvement, if there's still room for it to grow, continuously keep getting there. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta make sure that motivation, you know what I'm saying, that fuel, that fire is the right thing. If I want to work on my offhand, should I put my right hand behind my back? No, you don't need to. Just don't use your right hand. Are you that undisciplined to where if you have your left hand right here, you can't bring the other hand to the ball? Are you that if it requires you to do that, go ahead. But if like for me personally, like I can literally just go like this and not use my right hand. I can tell myself consciously, don't use your right hand, and I'll just use my left hand. You know what I'm saying? If it requires you to do so, go ahead and do so. It's hard to score against these AU teams that play 2-3 zones. So do I just work on my jumpers more to shoot in those situations? Indeed. And I'm telling you, if you want to improve that jumper, all I'm doing is posting shooting workouts in the Discord or in the Patreon to where every single time you go in the gym, you'll have a workout to use. And so you don't have to go in there and think and try to figure out the process for yourself. You'll literally have the blueprint already right there, and all you just got to do is do. All you got to do is do. You don't got to go through the entire process of the thought. You don't got to go through all the thoughts it requires for the film, for the visualization. Whereas if you just take $13, your food for thought, and join the Patreon, you'll go into all your workouts with no need to worry about what type of workout they need to build, because I'm already showing y'all all the things you need so then you could be able to apply that shit into a real game. That's just my 2 cents when it comes down to things like that. $13 a month is food for thought. And you get all the workouts that you need: weight room, court, breakdowns, visualization on the court, and then also going to then build your body so then you could actually have the capacity physically to do the shit you need to. Food for thought. Are you going to be dropping in-game, getting to the basket and finishing workouts? Yeah, in time, but I really do want to emphasize spot up play, and essentially finishing stuff is going to come along the way, but I really want to emphasize the spot up stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where all y'all going to be playing in, and y'all really need to know how to do that if you want to excel in the game. So, but I said with the 2-3 zones as well, like all the footworks you need to shoot, Patreon videos. You could even ask like Flaxy, Flaxy, I'm pretty sure Flaxy in there, Yogi or what's his name, Yogith in there, like all the footworks. I have literal terminology in there as well. So it's a lot of shit that's going on, and I'm gonna have another breakdown dropping this weekend, by the way. If y'all in there like, yo, you ain't posting no videos, they all come out at the start of the week, so that you do the same workout throughout the entire week, and you could actually get enough reps on the skills that you will need. I need y'all to understand that as well. You need to do the same workout each and every day. It may get boring and be like, I need to do some new shit. I already told y'all this concept about boredom. Boredom is what's going to lead you to greatness, because it's the great people who find joy within the boredom that allows them to master a skill. Trying to tell y'all, bro, it's the boredom. You may be like, I need to do this new workout. I need to try this. I need to try that. I need this new stimulus. No, you don't. Because if you want to master something, you got to do that shit over and over and over and over again. And if you can't do the same workout for 6-7 days straight, it's going to be hard for you to even go longer than that. Because there have been times I'll just work on the same shit for months and months and months. Months on end. You know what I'm saying? Like 3-4 months, even years later, doing the same type of shit. Like, that it's that repetitiveness that's gonna allow you to be great. So, do you plan on training athletes in the future? Most definitely. No cap. Most definitely. But it just depends on the timing. You know what I'm saying? At the right time, it'll occur. All you gotta do is do. I kind of understand it. You don't gotta. All you gotta do is see what's there and then do it yourself. All you got to do is do what I put. You don't have to put much thought behind what's behind it. You don't got to like find the whole process and testing out a bunch of shit, seeing what does work and what doesn't work. I already got the blueprint. I already did all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is do. Watch the videos, understand, do. All you got to do. You don't got to go through the whole process. I like watching Rob Dillingham every time I watch him play. I get a new move. Well, that may hurt yourself because you may be getting too many moves that you won't really need to use. Let me tell you that. Jalen Brunson or Anthony Edwards? Anthony Edwards. That's kind of a crazy question. Who do you think should win Clutch Player of the Year? I think DeMar DeRozan. I've seen him hit quite a few clutch shots. Who do you think should win? Oh yeah, you sent that shit already. Boom, read that. You do breakdowns on defense. I need to do more breakdowns on defense, and I'm gonna do that low key in the summer. Because the Draymond Green one I did, that was low-key one of my favorite breakdowns I've ever done. I ain't gonna lie. The Draymond Green breakdown I had with Golden State when they was playing the Knicks. Because, like, just seeing things from a completely different perspective. Seeing what it actually looks like to be an elite defender. And, like, all the little responsibilities. I fuck with that. And I'm gonna definitely do more in the future. So, stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. And by the way, I'm going to have defensive workouts too. A lot of y'all don't even realize you could work on defense. And I done did that shit myself. I got literal defensive workouts in the tuck. I got a couple things I may even say about defensive stuff, defensive movement as a whole. Oh my gosh, I be forgetting to turn off my phone when I send the Discord notice. Hold on. Let me post this on the gram. Let me post it on the gram right quick. Get this posted on the story. P, you gotta lock in, bro. You gotta lock in. I'm telling you, if you gonna pay for it, you gotta at least hold yourself accountable for doing what must be done. Let me find this. Hey, I'm gonna talk about Trae Young and them as well. I'm gonna talk about Trae Young and Dejounte Murray. What the fuck they should do when it comes down to that little situation in the backcourt. Let me find a quick little clip right here of Coby White. Boom, let me get this right here. Boom, let's go there. Boom. Nope. Boom. Boom. Give me 1 second. Let me get this posted. We here. We here. We there. We there. We there. There. Bop. Boom. Let's go right there. Locked in. Hold on. We locked in. Actually, let me go this right quick. Let me adjust that. Ain't no space bar in this shit. Hold on, that's dumb. Or no, hold on, I'm tripping. Boom, boom. Hold on. All right, we locked in. Got that posted. How many days a day should you be working on your handle? Is your handle what you need to be working on? Is the real question. That's the real question. That's the real question. It's not about how many minutes. It's about what you need. It's about what you need. Let's get back here. Let's get back there. By the way, this is Dejounte Murray and Coby White. Dejounte Murray and Coby White. Do you think that everyone needs a specific move that they can get to any time? That can get to at any time they want and be able to score or just get really good at making reads on the defense? Me personally, with how chaotic basketball is, I don't think any player should have just one set of moves that they always want to go to. But some players do have that signature move as to which they added layers upon and they could go to it, right? So like KD size up. You don't know what he's going to do after the size up. He could pull up, he could cross, hit you with a double cross, that hem crossover, you know what I'm saying? He could, you know what I'm saying, get into a drive. Like things like that. The moves that give you options and not one move where it's like, I'm going to go to the step back, because just the step back in itself, there's not really any layers to that. So moves that give you options or moves that have layers, I think is good for a player to have. But I think most important beyond that is learning how to move. Because when you learn how to move, you will have every single move. I tell y'all this all the time. Look at Kyrie. Kyrie is not just a master ball handler. He's a master mover, right? So by knowing how to move his body in certain ways, he can now do any move you tell him to go and do. And do moves as to what you could even think of. Because since he knows movement in itself, the way he's going to move his body is not going to be fixated strictly upon what he's already seen. He's going to be creative and create some new shit. Like that tween half spin shimmy he did on Steph, right? Like some shit like that. And I guarantee there's other shit he just keeps in his tuck that he doesn't use in the game, that he just thinks about and may just do in practice or may just do by himself. You know what I'm saying? So having that level of creativity and learning how to move, I think, is more important than that. And anybody can gain the skill of movement, right? It just boils down to you actually getting yourself into the hands of someone who does know it, or like really just trying to go and figure it out for yourself. So say somebody like me, who's probably one of the few trainers who does see basketball and see dribbling in a movement aspect, because that's what's going to lock the handle, could be able to help you get there. And I'm going to have a movement program one day too. Once it's the right time, I'm going to have a little whole movement program. But for the time being, I think movement is more important. Long answer, but I think movement is more important. Is it possible to get D1 offers from abroad? It boils down to your connections. Who do you know? It boils down to your connections. Who do you know? So it can, if you got the skill as well, yeah. If you got the exposure, most definitely. You mix those two. So I'm just trying to be as well-rounded as possible, limiting weaknesses. That's the problem. If you try to be well-rounded, what will a school recruit you for? Why will a coach put you on the floor? If you could do everything, why would the coach put you on the floor when he has a bunch of players that specialize in one thing or two things, and that's it? You know what I'm saying? It sounds cool to be good at doing everything, but in reality, you'll be a C across the board, right? Do you want to have a bunch of C's straight across the board? Or do you want to have an A minus, an A plus, and then maybe something you may be at a D right now or an F, but once you realize, oh shit, I got to add this, then you could go and work on that, and then you could bring it to a level sufficient enough because it's a layer to what you already have A's in. Right? That's where you got to be careful. I be trying to tell y'all, you got to master some part of the game. You got to have your own style of gravity, your own skill set, and then build upon that after that. You look at Steph, master shooter, sniper, catch and shoot. Then after that point, he said, okay, what can I add? All right, I'm a smaller player. I'm going to play point guard. I need a handle. Right? All right, now I know how to shoot off the catch, and I mix the handle in. Going to make the shooting off the dribble also a little bit easier as well. Boom. All right, I can't just shoot every single time over the top. I need to get better at driving. Boom, he's a great finisher. Damn, sometimes I got the touch, but going there, like on my way there, it's tough to get there sometimes. I need to get a little stronger. Boom, got strong enough. I got my finishing good enough. I got my handle good enough. All so that it could be able to cater to the main core of my game, shooting. Trying to tell y'all. Y'all gotta understand. Do the Patreon workouts help with movement? It will help with movement in the sense of you're gaining the strength necessary to be able to move in basketball. So you're gaining the functional strength. And so now by having more control over your body, your movement is going to improve. I'll probably end up even just doing some things more specific to mastering those ranges that you need and that are kind of a little more catered to movement. But the main ways as to which I did improve my movement was by increasing my end range strength, my strength throughout full ranges from the bottom to the top, and then also mentally learning how to like get myself outside of the ordinary box of just movement in itself. So like I would like doing things like freestyle dribbling was one, learning how to dance was another part. I created like some sort of dance plyometric shit that I low-key be doing. It's just low-key fire, but I'm saving that shit. That shit's in my pocket. I'm keeping that shit in my back pocket for a while. But things like that helped me with movement. And then like the main part though, of course, was the strength training because I actually had the physical capacity to carry out the movements. 7 p.m., 9:30. Hold on. What'd you say before? First round of playoffs is the best part of the whole season. No cap. There's stupid games. There's good ass matchup. Let me see what else. We about to start this breakdown though. That's not the full quote. Jack of all trades, master of none, though oftentimes better than master of one. Tough quote. I can't wait for Lonzo Ball to come back. Yo, I don't know if they're going to blow up the goddamn Chicago Bulls or not, but we'll see, bro. We'll see. But let's lock in. Let me drop this in Discord right quick. Gotta let the Discord folks know. Boom. Gotta get that done right quick. Gotta let them know. All right, we locked in. What you think about that good drill guy? Who's a good drill guy? The only person I can think of that I've seen do drills before is like this dude with his kid, and he be doing shit where he have him jumping through tires and doing defensive slides on water and shit. Is that dude? That's the only dude I could think of like off top. That be like they could be popping up on my explore page and shit. Coach Ross, I haven't peeped. The AC this year will be weak as hell. 8 seeds. Who are the 8 seeds? Oh yeah, in the East, AC, yeah, West probably gonna be weak. Yeah, no cap. On TikTok, I think that's what he's talking about. That dude, the same dude I'm talking about. That if that's the case, no, he's a dude who turned off his comment section. This is a dude like the same dude I was talking about. He had no comment section because he know what people are gonna say about the shit that he doing. I ain't gonna knock him, bro. Do what you do, my guy. But you get it then post on Instagram. You talking about, you know the shit I'm talking about, bro? You gotta know what the shit I'm talking about. This one I just mentioned, bro. All I gotta say, bro, that shit is not working in the game. Boy, you doing all that shit just to get him. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. I'm gonna say you doing all that shit just to get him right at your socks. Jumping through tires and shit. Doing goddamn backflips on water into a defensive slide in the back pedal. Come on, man. Lock in. You need to drop the results? Oh God, bro. Hold on. We gotta lock in. We gotta flow. Just so I can be able to drop them gems. That shit hilarious, bro. That shit really make me laugh, bro. Lucky you turned off them comment sections. They should have. Somebody should make a Reddit tab of it. Yo, hold on. I ain't say this, bro. Y'all can do what y'all want with this, but don't say that the idea came from me. Somebody should make a Reddit community or like a Reddit section where a subreddit, whatever it's shit called, and then post all his videos back, and so people could comment what they think about his videos because he turned off his comments. That idea did not come from me. Yeah, if y'all could do it that as y'all please. So let's get started with this breakdown though. We got Dejounte Murray, we got Coby White. When it comes down to Coby White, I gotta show y'all a lot of shit when it comes down to pace. Pace. That shit, y'all need it. It's vital. Dejounte Murray, I'm just gonna show y'all Dejounte Murray game. I ain't gonna lie, game low key tough. You know what I'm saying? Got the midi, two-way player. Really is one of the best two-way guards, and I'm gonna say what I want to say about him and Trae Young, what they should do with that team a little later. But let's get it started though. Let's get it started. Let me start here. Boom. Karl-Anthony Towns or Jaylen Brown. Give me Jaylen Brown. I just got remember like a week ago what are some good plyometrics to do so I can dunk. I'm about to I ain't gonna lie. I'm about to drop a plyometric workout on the Patreon next week. So you got I'm trying to tell you all that shit gonna be on there. But if I could tell you one thing though, the best plyometric is sprinting. Sprinting is probably a top 3 plyometric. There's a few other ones that I literally have to describe like bit by bit, but I'm gonna be posting that shit because I work out every single day. It's just a matter of me actually structuring it for y'all to be able to comprehend and what's best for y'all on layers. So, yeah. What you gonna call it? Gorgeous King, have you heard about him? All right, let's lock in though. Let's lock in. So, first things first. We're gonna start off with Dejounte Murray. It's gonna be mixed throughout both, and also I got a couple clips on Trae Young as well. So, as a defender, you gotta always hold yourself accountable. And now, what ends up occurring is that Dejounte Murray snakes, Coby White ends up pinching in, and you're like, Dejounte Murray don't got a lot of space, right? You got Vooch right there. You got Dosunmu chasing behind. You got Capella, who's now caught into space on his roll. But watch what Coby White does, right? He plugs, then he gets back. That was just a stunt. And that stunt now allows Dejounte Murray to do this exactly right here. Find space for his mid-range shot. And now notice what ends up occurring, right? Watch Coby White. That's my fault. Because I plugged and I left, and that me leaving gave him space to get into that shot. And as a defender, understand your game plan, who you do not want to score. You can't give scorers space, because space is really the main ingredient when it comes down to getting buckets. Hold yourself accountable. That's on me. And that was like what, the first play of the game too? Or about 1 minute in. 1 minute in, you just gotta let them know. My fault. But now Coby White. I get a lot of questions about this. A lot of y'all ask questions about this, or you have problems with this. Let me say, right? And so, when it comes down to Coby White, his game is unpredictable, right? So understand the type of moves he uses, especially in situations like this where y'all struggle. You going downhill, you in transition, you got one defender, and you just got to beat them while they backpedal. But notice what Coby White does, right? That move right there in itself is very overlooked because what it did to the defender. In a situation like this, he's unpredictable because the move is unpredictable because the defender's going back at this game speed, misdirection. I don't know where you're going. I broke my base already. I hit you, foul, boom, I start the game. I'm going to the free throw line, and that's how he's building his rhythm. And notice how he's really going to get 42. And kind of want to talk about that concept once again right quick. Playing against somebody one-on-one in transition. Somebody's backpedaling. You hit them with an unpredictable move like a misdirection. It's going to be hard for them to be able to read and anticipate that move because they don't know where it's going. It's going to be tough for them to be able to stop you. And you also got to make sure you keep your angle sharp as well. If I'm a coaching player, player puts their hand up, taking the blame, I'm going to have tears of joy. I mean, it's sometimes the things I will sometimes, depends who it is, and are you going to adjust going forward? That's what it boils down to. I have tears of joy if you fixed it later on. So you're like, that's on me. Then we get into the same scenario again, and you fixed it, that's when I'll have a tear of joy. Because all that matters is the action. Only thing that matters is action. Should I have a chance of making my varsity team without playing in the spring? Depends. What's your situation like? What's your situation like last year? Who's your competition? You know what I'm saying? There's a number of factors that occur. So, I mean, if there's only risk that involve you not playing in the spring just because you don't want to, that means you should probably play in the spring. Let me say that. If you don't want to play in the spring just because you don't feel like it or you don't want to, you should probably do it. No cap. So, let's talk about this with Dejounte Murray. Right quick, let's talk about this with Dejounte Murray. Anytime y'all get into y'all workouts, y'all love to go and decide to work on this snatch back into a shot. But you got to understand what you got to read, right? So like we was even talking about before, right? This is where that visualization aspect comes in. Not just on the person in front of you, because now you do get them to open up their base, right? To be able to break their base. But notice what the help is doing, right? Notice what the help is now doing. You got to visualize that player and help stepping in, because the help takes away the rim, because you already got the step on the person in front of you. So now, snatch back. I snatch back really 3 defenders and I get my bucket. The visualization, that's what you also got to see. Not just the one player, but also multiple players, because that's a read for that snatchback. Forgot he was in the NBA is crazy. Let's talk about Trae Young, though. Let's talk about Trae Young. This is why it's so important that a player sees bodies, because when Trae Young ends up turning this corner, he knows he has 2 players right here on his left side, and now he's going downhill. But what ends up occurring is that when he picks up his dribble, fakes that going back, Vooch is in his way, Desumu's now in his way, and so he can't see that left side anymore. So what he saw when he first drove is now changing, because players are moving. And with bodies there, he's throwing the ball to where he thought somebody is, but in reality, there's nobody. Right? There's nobody, because he couldn't see the bodies that have now moved from what he saw when he started. And so essentially what just transpired is that he couldn't re-download the map of the floor, and now boom, he turns that over, anticipating somebody being where they are. So that level of IQ got to come in as a player, where I can't get here and try to jump past, and I got moving teammates. You know, especially in these pick and rolls, somebody's lifting. I turn this corner from the top, and I think they still in the same spot. They're probably gonna lift. They probably might drift, so I need to make sure I get eyes on them. And now watch this by Dejounte Murray. This is tough. This play is way tougher than you think. This play is way tougher than you think. Look, this play. Let me get some water right quick too. Yo, what's good, Jericho? What's good? But notice, right? This is why low man always wins. Watch Dejounte Murray. Boom, he's turning the corner, and he's going to get so low that his shoulder hits Desumu's leg and forces him to now break his base, and that step right there alone has now hit Dejounte Murray, and now he ends up getting a foul call. And that's because he only got so low. Low man wins. Trying to tell y'all, low man wins. But if you want to be able to get low, you got to get that functional strength. How do you get that functional strength? Training in end low ranges, and also, most importantly, just getting the Patreon. Just gonna make it simple like that. Got the workouts on there. Straight like that. Body control from the Murray layup. Yeah, it is tough. Here too, reads. So something you could just emphasize, right? So also another aspect is just visualization. Another just aspect of visualization, pick and rolls, and making a read. So anytime you get into a pick and roll, or into a game, actually, any game, before you even play a game, let me mention this. Before you play any game, if you tend to get in pick and rolls, you got to know who you're going in a pick and roll with. Coby White has Vooch, who has Capella on him. And what does Capella do in these coverages? He plays a drop. So when I turn this corner, and when Trae Young gets hit because he don't play defense, I now don't got to worry about making a decision so early with Capella. I got to make sure I read this weak side, right? Because of Young being behind this play, getting hit, what does Hunter now do? Pulls into that middle, and now I kick to DeMar DeRozan in that corner, and he knocks it down. You got to make the right reads. And when you know what to read, or when you know what coverage you have, it's going to make it 10 times easier to know what players you must read. And now let's get down to it. Let's get right back to it. Now, this is just a perfect way to build your rhythm, especially as a guard in a league where, or in a game really, basketball at all levels, where you're going to tend to shoot jump shots. So now, Coby White comes down, he's got Garrison Matthews, right? You ain't never picked me up all game. You got to understand this, right? You just checked into the game maybe 5 minutes in. You pick up on me in transition, and you know you shouldn't be guarding me primarily. What am I going to do? We got an empty right corner. I could turn this corner strong because I have the strength, and I end up going right back to the free throw line. 4 free throws to start the game and build my rhythm. Now notice how much of a flow he's going to play in just by starting the game this way. And now another thing, right quick, about Trae, or not really about Trae Young, but Chicago's defense. Get the Patreon. It's a necessity, bro. It's a necessity. It's food for thought. Costs the same as a number 2. Y'all be going to a restaurant getting a number 2. How much that shit come out to? Shit, maybe cool $12, $14 nowadays. Inflation going crazy. You could do the same, spend the same exact amount for a month's worth of knowledge that's gonna help you get better at your goals. You ask me, it's an easy decision. But do you want to invest into your future, or do you want to live in the present? And if you really are DOR, discipline or regret, you're gonna sacrifice the present and invest into your future. You're gonna do what you need to do to get to where you're here to be. Discipline or regret. You choose. Locked in. Hold on, let me right before we get back right to this clip. Anthony Davis or Trae Young, both healthy. Is that a question? Anthony Davis. When I get a switch on a bad defender than the one defender who's originally guarding me, is it smart since I can score easier on him, or I'm not improving since I'm not attacking the better defender? No. That's a lot of y'all get fucked up when it comes down to that. That's where you get shit fucked up. You get shit twisted. You play with ego. Don't try to. Hold on. I gotta send this message to all y'all, right? Don't try to be an ISO ego player, meaning that you think since I'm only attacking the weaker defender, I'm not good as a player. You're playing smart. You don't gotta go and attack the best defender every single time you go down just to try to prove yourself a point. If you play in the game and your goal is to win, you gotta go and attack the smartest way possible so you can create disadvantages. NBA players do this shit from the start of games to the finish of games. They do this shit throughout the entire playoffs, and that's how they win games, creating disadvantages. So if you decide to go into isolations and play with the ego and say, "Oh, I'm not that good," that if you're trying to attack this weak defender, that means you're not that good on offense because you're not going against the best defender. You playing the wrong goddamn game. You playing the wrong game, right? If you want to be able to beat one person, you'll go play one-on-ones. But if you want to win the actual game, don't matter who I'm attacking. I'm going to attack the weakest player. And if I do end up going against even the best defender, I even trust in my skill set then to go against them. Not saying that I can't do it. It's just not as smart to go and do it. It's just as not as smart. Unless you're coming from the perspective of, I know I can already score against this defender. They overrated. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly how I got to score on them. I got the skill set necessary. And so when he's guarding me, they're not playing as much help, so I'm going to go and attack him. That's when it's smart. But that's a whole nother level. That's elite shit right there. That's elite shit. You don't got to worry about that, really. Remember the first part that I said. So don't be no ISO ego player. I'm a cop for as long as I can. Bet that, Samuel. Bet that. I'm telling you, you can find a way to get $13 a month, get $20 a month. You know, get a little change on the side. Steph in the camp, when he misses 3, he said why and adapted to it. Starting doing it, said bad shooting. Not been. Isn't that in the clip I had made? Isn't that in one of the clips I made? Without Zion, Trae Murphy dropping 30 tonight, he might drop 30, but he just don't really got a handle. If he had a handle, jeez. Remember I told y'all last stream, you asked me Trae Murphy or Keegan Murray. I told y'all if Trae Murphy, I'll teach Trae Murphy how to get a fucking handle, and the handle's not even down to the ball control. It's the movement. I started doing that when you said bad shooting guy, I've been cooking. Yeah, I said that in the clip. Bro. You could find it, bro. I was breaking down the Steph workout, and I literally talked the same exact thing you just said right there. But let me say this, right? Let's get right back to this. Let's flow. Let's lock in. You need a draft class. I ain't gonna lie. All I've seen from this draft class is I haven't really peeped it too much, but what I heard don't got much potential in it. You gotta lock in. We gotta lock in. Limited minutes is still waiting for you to prove yourself. So I started playing hero ball. Stay in the system, but learn your gaps and learn how to play within the system. Learn when you could actually go and attack, because hero ball is literally the worst thing you could do. He wants to see you be able to find your spots within the system. That's all it boils down to. Kobe did not play hero ball. What Kobe did is play within the triangle system, and it was built around him. You may be like, oh, he took all those shots. He took 20, 30 shots. One, the system was built so that he could be able to find the exact spot so he could take shots he's capable of making, right? He's built that level of trust. All these players, they're not out here playing hero ball. They're playing within a system. Y'all got to understand that. There's always a system in play. And if there is somebody just literally trying to play hero ball, they're not going to be a winning team. So every superstar you see plays within the system. It's just about finding your spots with the system that you're presented. So you got to understand this as well, right? These are the defensive possessions that you just got to be like, God damn, we really let that shit happen. So notice, right? Trae Young gets right. And now notice right here. You see all the bodies around Trae Young. He about 6 foot, maybe 6'1". You're like, bro, what type of pass can you make? You end up picking up your dribble as well. What could you do at this point in time? We got to help over. How you going to throw us to the corner? You got the tag. But notice, you bit on the low rip through. God damn, you sold the whole possession, man. You bit on the low rip through, bro. If I'm a coach, oh my, bro, I would literally, if a player bites on a low rip through, you're literally running. You're literally running, bro. That's some shit where it's like, bro, stop getting fooled for that damn bait. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to reach the ball. You're going to hit arm like 90% of the time. And if there are times where you do get the steal, fuck that. We're not reaching for him at all because you're going to get baited, bro. If in practice, anybody low rip through, you running. You running. I don't give a fuck. And if you did it in the game, you running in practice, bro. You're doing that at some point in time, bro. It's just not going to happen. I ain't gonna lie, notice this. I gotta play this in full speed because this is ill. Hey, anybody who thought DeMar fell off, no, he didn't. Watch this hezzy pull up. That's nasty, bro. Hold on, I low-key clicked the wrong button. Let's go back though. You gotta see this hezzy pull up in full speed. I got a couple clips. I just gotta let y'all see this shit in full speed because them shits is nasty. So hold on. You gotta see this shit in full speed. Watch DeMar. Tween, pull up. That's nasty. That's a perfect pull-up, but peep. Notice, right? I got to slow this down. I got to go 0.5. Understand, right? The only reason this hezzy pull-up worked is because if you want to pull up into a shot, you got to sell your drive. When DeMar hits this tween right here, he's still at the base. He's still at the level as if he's going to go and attack the rim. So what does DeAndre Hunter think? Let me take this step right here, beat him to a spot, but he's pulling up on the spot, and then he gets his bucket. That's the key to hezzy pull-ups, key to dribble pull-ups, selling the drive. And I'm going to show you all the dribble pull-up a little later. Now let's go right here. Hold on. Nice pickup. Tough pickup. No depth. Exactly. They top heavy. Like, I ain't going to say it. I can't say it. You're going to keep it pushing. Understand. Anytime you decide to go and jump out on a ball screen, you're literally doing your team a disservice. Because now, understand, Coby White jumps out to this. Vucevic is waiting on that left side of Coby White on the screen. And so now Dejounte Murray goes the other way where Vooch is not there. And now Dejounte Murray has room to stretch out the defense and get the switch. But you got to understand the fact of this, right? You got to understand. By having Capella set a screen with Vooch on him, as a guard, you got to lead them to that screen and not try to jump out, because what you now do is you now end up putting yourself in a position where Vooch is on that other side and he has room to be able to stretch out the defense as a whole. And now what ends up occurring is that you're not operating according to your game plan, right? You're not playing to your game plan at that point. And so now you have no choice but to switch. And so now, boom, Dejounte Murray got Vooch. He was cooking in this first half. Pull it right there from the corner. Tough bucket. If he just stayed disciplined to the game plan, he ain't got to worry about nothing. Does a hezzy then picks the ball up and starts to drive into a signature move? I don't know. You'll have to go. Yeah, I would have to see a clip. But notice this. Hold on. I'm going to put this in full speed right quick. That was nice, mean ass in and out. Hold on, though. Let's go back. I'm going to put this in 0.67. 0.67 right quick, right? Notice this right here, though, right? Right? Pete. Bop. Got space. Understand this about a dribble pull-up, right? The only way a dribble pull-up will work. Actually, let me go back right quick. Y'all got to even see this to start. There's little details in here I really got to show y'all, right? Notice, right? Bop. Coming off the screen. Now, the only way a dribble pull-up will work is if you sell your drive. And now notice what Coby White does. Off-arm swipe. When y'all get taught when to do an off-arm swipe, right? When to do that little swipe, it's for you to get downhill to the rim, right? So just understanding that as a player, anytime you're said, oh, let me go use an off-arm swipe, I'm going to get to the rim, that's also going to tell the defender you're trying to get to the rim. You're trying to get down. But what Coby White is going to end up doing is, boom, pulling up on the spot and getting to a spot while Capella continue to go to the rim. That deception right there. The only way it works is if you sell your drive. You don't sell your drive, the move not going to work. And now Caruso, bro, if y'all watch this shit, Caruso got hurt. Andre Drummond hurt his own teammate, bro. Hurt his own teammate out for the whole game. This shit was ridiculous. But let me talk about Caruso's defense right quick. Sometimes as a defender, the best contest isn't you actually getting a hand up to their release point. It's you doing something like this, right? That right there is a discomfort contest. Because when Dejounte Murray ends up getting into this attack and having to get this pull-up, he's going to have to navigate the ball around the hand of Alex Caruso, and now the ball just feels weird on its way going up. So despite the fact he doesn't see anybody up there, he ends up shooting this shot and missing it super short because that swipe down made it discomfort to bring the ball up there. So that at times is better than just simply doing a regular hand up contest. And then also plays like this. You've seen Coby White get a few buckets thus far too. This is how you know a team is just not locked in, bro. Coby White gives the ball up. They second best score. Look at this shit over here. Look at this shit right here. Nobody picking up on nothing. He's just going to pull it for a three, knock it down. You love those opportunities, bro. You love those opportunities. And if you see something at a time like that, you just got to go ahead and do it. You can't think about it. Can't sit there and try to hesitate, none of that. Just go for it. Chicago, Miami. I ain't gonna lie, Chicago may have it. Jimmy Butler out, but I won't be surprised if Miami finds a way to win this. I won't be surprised at all. But notice this as well. I want to talk about playing off the ball. So notice, right? Trae Young has Terry on him, right? And now he's in an ISO, and so he's gonna try to get to where he wants. But Caruso, being a smart defender, I'm not gonna just sit here and guard Wesley Matthews. I'm gonna play help. And so being Wesley Matthews in the situation, what do you got to do? Instead of just sitting there being a cone, and now that pass lane is right there and then, understand what Caruso is doing. Because at this point in time, Caruso's playing help. You can see his backside. And he can't see you. You're not in his line of sight. So if you're in this situation, what happens if you actually go and cut, right? If you go cut behind here, he's going to jump fake this pass. You're going to be in the middle. Easy to. Simple as that. But he stayed in the same spot. And now what ends up even happening, fast break 2 right there and then. Just all it takes is a flash. All it takes is a cut. That's simple. You see somebody's back, cut immediately, expeditiously. Do it every time. Now notice this with Dejounte Murray. Look, when you play in isolation sometimes, your defender will cook themselves. Watch Javon Carter. Murray catches this. He starts squared up as a defender. But notice what he's going to keep doing. He keeps moving to that middle. He kept moving to that middle, right? And so all Dejounte Murray had to do is just see what he did. And by seeing him hop to that middle, I now go left. I see Andre Drummond down there in the paint. I'm not going to go try and finish on him. Dribble, pull up, and you fouled me. I get my bucket. Just read movement. Read movement. I guarantee you it's going to make a lot of things much easier instead of you thinking about what move to do. And now notice this right here. Notice this. All the touches thus far. All the touches Coby White has had thus far. He's only ISO'd once. He saw Garrison Matthews. Second time, Garrison Matthews. Once again, he's attacking the same matchup. He's not trying to attack every single defender in isolation. Only the ones that are the smartest to do. And really, there's a great advantage. So now, I got Garrison Matthews, and I ain't gonna lie. Right here, boom, tween, drop. Oh my gosh, bro. He could have had a potential AI situation if he hit him with another move. But he ended up pulling this. And you probably haven't seen it because he did miss it. But that move was tough. He's only attacking the players as to which he has a great advantage on. Andre Drummond tried that shit. You can see that shit right there. Andre Drummond tried it. Notice. Andre Drummond tried it, but notice Dejounte Murray, right? Anytime in transition, you got to read the defense. How are they picking up? Dejounte Murray reading the floor. Notice what happens over here. Javon Carter ends up pointing out to that wing. So that tells Dejounte Murray, oh, he's going to close out to that wing, so we probably won't have that three, right? That trail. So he just ends up waiting for now they have Garrison Matthews on the trail, and he doesn't have a defender. And so he's able to step into a three where the defense is not set and already pointed and ready where to go. He just steps right into that and knocks it down. Reading the floor will just make you make the best decision at all times. Just read, just read, just read. Just count numbers, really. Just count numbers. Now notice this. I ain't gonna lie. Coby White's hair might be a hack, because when you get in a situation like this, the big is trying to hard hedge, but they're a little late on the step up. He tried to turn that corner. They see that hair jolt back. That should look exaggerated. It looks way worse than it really is. And so what ends up happening now, boom, he gets that foul call. Remember that play for a little later on. Remember that call. Now, right quick. Guard bag. So if you're a point guard, shooting guard, whatever, you get drag screens, but most importantly, who are you going against? Got to start from there. I even got to start from there. Got to start from the root. So if you get a lot of drag screens, you got to understand who's screening you and who's guarding that screener. So Dejounte Murray, Vooch is guarding Fernando, right? So now you get this screen. I got to drop coverage. This shot you need for a drop coverage. Step hop into a three. Step hop into a three. Only if you tend to see yourself as a hooper in these spots often. Don't just try to go into the gym and work on it because you think, oh, since he gets it, I'm probably going to get there. Be honest with yourself. Where do you usually see yourself in the game? Do I get drag screens and do I see drop coverages? And if you don't work on this skill. If you do, add the skill. Yeah, I already peeped all the Discord. I already peeped the entire Discord. So notice, right? I'm going to slow this down a little bit more. Slow this down a little bit more. I peeped the Discord for like maybe the first damn near hour. Like damn near first hour. So the power of patience will allow you to get so many buckets and make all the proper reads. And notice right here, Coby White skips, sees Dejounte Murray hop out. He hops out. I reject that screen. Big is on the opposite side. And now I have a whole lane to go to the rim. Garrison Matthews stepping over. Third time we encounter. Boom. Now you end up fouling me a second time. I get back to the free throw line. You got to play with pace if you want to be able to see these opportunities to go and attack. How to zero bounce. No, I haven't. I haven't heard of that. Look, like I said, like I was even talking about before, defenders will cook themselves. You got to understand. Sometimes as an offensive player, you don't got to cook because the defender will cook themselves. Watch Dejounte Murray. He gets this catch. Watch Dosunmu. He squares up right here. The screen's coming up from his left side. All Dejounte Murray does is look at the screen, right? And what does Dosunmu now do? Hop to that left side, anticipating that screen. And now Dejounte Murray can now go to that left, drop it off, and I end up getting this dime. So you don't got to do a lot of shit oftentimes. All it boils down to is allowing these other counterparts on the floor to do what they do and to bring that gravity. Look, you got an attitude a little bit. But remember that play I told y'all to remember. That little, when he turned that corner, his hair had flopped up, right? So that last play I showed y'all, where his hair exaggerated, right? Remember that play? Now they end up getting this coverage right here in the middle. For Fernando, whatever what his name is, right? He can now turn this corner because he understands that last time I got that blocking foul, right? So the last time Coby White got here with this screen with Vooch, he got the foul. Now when Fernando steps over, he don't want to get a blocking foul. He lets him turn that corner. And when Coby White looks up, guess what he sees with Matthews? Pulls in, kicks to DeMar DeRozan in that corner for another jumper, toe on the line, knocks it down. Easy reads. You just got to understand what to read when you get in certain spots. You get downhill, read the weak side. Simple as that. And out here too, right quick with Dejounte. with Dejounte. I think a lot of people forget this, right? A lot of people forget this. A lot of players get caught in situations where they get that hand check right there, but they don't know what to do. And if you probably seen like Harden just go straight up into a shot and get fouled. But if you do that in high school, you're probably not getting it. But you even got to understand that even if you do try to do that, you could do this as well. You have 2 steps, right? You don't have to swing high and take 1 step. You could swing, get through that arm, and take another step to continuously get yourself into space. So then you could be able to now get off a higher quality of a look because you're now getting closer to the rim. Just boils down to how balanced you get after that. But when that hand check comes out there at times, especially when it's visible, you get up, you could gather 1, 2. Don't think you got to gather and just go straight up all in one motion at times. Especially in DeMar DeRozan at this situation, because that low-key was very specific, because DeMar DeRozan understood that he could get called for a foul and kept that shit out, and then like let that shit go right there immediately. So that's just another way you could approach the situation. But hold on, I gotta put this in full speed. Understand, all y'all hoopers gotta stop working on ISOs and pick and rolls and start working on plays like this, right? Hezzy gets into the paint, kick to the corner, swing, catch, trigger step, attack, gets into the paint, float. Oh, damn, he missed it. Tip back out, offensive rebound, catch, swing, gets into the paint, boom, another paint touch, fakes the float, kicks out for another 3. You got to learn how to play the spot-up game of basketball. That's where you're going to be most seen in the game. That's the most opportunity you're going to have. Not the pick and rolls, not the ISOs, but the spot-up stuff. That's what you got to prepare for. Now that's in full speed looks weird. Exactly, because it's all been slowed down. Beautiful possession. Exactly, it's a beautiful possession. But notice this as well. This is just the benefits of playing at your own pace. Watch Coby White. He catches, he's vertical, shows the ball high because Vooch has a mismatch down low. He recognizes, I can't throw that. He's fronting. The rim is right there. It'll get blocked. DeAndre Hunter on that weak side. I go from high, then now low, jab, you out the equation. Now, once he gets here, boom, Euro step. Hold on, y'all got to understand that Euro step, right? Because notice, right? Once he gets here and decides to drop his pace, Dejounte Murray can no longer anticipate where he's going because he doesn't know where he's going to go. He could go right, he could go left, he could drop off, he could go left. Don't matter. And so now I get there and I'm able just to get that lay because he cannot anticipate when I go at my own pace. You get that tough move? You talking about the little in the play Coby White had in the paint? You talking about that one? But even this one right here as well. This is another snatchback read. Or this, you got to understand even just the read when it comes down to this, like just the time and place and the situation this might occur. So understand, since Coby White ends up getting this swing, boom, pump fake, that contact right there led him to that snatchback. You got to understand all those moves have a purpose. Every move has a purpose. It's not done with the intention of being pretty. And so throughout Coby White's game, he plays off of pure reaction, right? He plays in the flow of the game, and whatever transpires, he's going to make the play according to that so that he can get to his spot. So what ends up happening here, pump fake, contact occurs, boom, dislodge my momentum, I got to snatch back. And now off the snatch back, I found this gap going to my left, get slim, now I end up getting to that left side, right? Now he's about to really start cooking going forward in the second half. This is where that 42 piece really does start. If Coby White becomes a decent defender, I don't know about All-Star game, but we could talk about it. Hey, if the Bulls blow it up and they let him rock, hey, he could be a tough team. Or he could be a tough player right there. He could throw himself in some conversations because you see what he did with just this opportunity without Lavine and Lonzo. You know what I'm saying? We'll see, though. We'll see, right? But, hey, notice Dejounte Murray. This is elite help defense, right? Notice, ball gets thrown to DeMar. His man cuts through, and now he's like, oh, shit, I got to go find him. So he continues to move. But his mind and his eyes do not. He still reads the action. And while he moves left, he baits DeMar, and now he could jump that lane in front of Vooch. His mind was still on the play, but his body was going to where it should have been. And he understand that cut was really just a decoy. Now notice this right here. Hold on, this off topic, but is Olympic lifting help bounce to get stronger? It'll help you to start because you're just getting stronger. But if you really do want to take strides, you're gonna tap out at some point in time. Pause, Wayne. Pause, Wayne. Pause. It's a crazy pause. But notice this, right? Sometimes as a defender, you gotta let somebody blow by you, and it does sound bad, but understand, right? You end up flipping your base on accident, leading him to that middle. And at this point in the game, 1:14 left. I got 2 fouls, and I'm I'm a top scorer on this team. Am I gonna continue to get here where low man wins and I man to picking up a blocking foul, or should I just kind of let him go and then so I could preserve my fouls and stay in the game? You did give up a 2, but if you got that third and maybe got a 4th at the start of the third, that could hurt you. Oh, sped that up. My bad. Hold on. I can't speed that up. This play is tough. Look, Coby White is about to start. From this point forward, I think in the last from this point forward, he's gonna score the last 25 minutes of the game, right? Notice, in this last 25 minutes of the game, Coby White is literally going to play with pace, and he's going to make the perfect reaction because of that pace. So notice, he gets his screen by Vooch. I got to drop coverage. You already know that. So what ends up occurring is that Capella has a decision to make. You going to take away my lane, or you going to take away Vooch? Change of pace right there. You leave. Now Trae Young sees that he has a whole lane to the rim. I don't go my full speed. I stay at a speed I can't control. I see him. Euro step to that left. Easy lay. You're about to see a game of read and react. This shit is about to be crazy. And let me say this about the Hawks. Hold on. Let me say this about the Hawks. I'm going to have to put this full speed right here. I'm just saying, that's kind of crazy, gang. That's kind of crazy. Notice, right? Hey, this is what it looks like for 2 teammates to not like each other. Trae Young gets his lob, right? He ends up getting that right there, 2 for 1, right? 3-second difference. And so what ends up occurring now, ball gets inbounded. Hawks end up throwing a double team here. Trae Young goes out on that. He don't jump for the pass, but what he does do, try to back tap, and notice what he does after that, right? He just gives up on the play. They hit a corner 3, knock it down, and now watch Dejounte Murray. He's like, the fuck is going on? What is you doing? Giving up on plays, right? But it's not done. It's not done. 5 seconds left. Trae Young gets a screen from Dejounte Murray. 3 seconds. He throws it behind the back to Dejounte Murray that now gets out of his pocket. And now what ends up occurring, they don't even get a shot off. But now watch Dejounte Murray. Throws his hands up. Shoot that shit. Yells. You know, you got to break this shit up. You got to break this shit up, bro. It's not working. This shit is not working, bro. You thought this shit would be smooth. It's not. You got to move one of them motherfuckers this offseason. And if I'm the Hawks, I'm low-key going to move Trae Young. Murray. Easier player to build around. In my opinion. So I'm low-key going to leave that Trae Young wave. Continue with the Dejounte Murray one. See what we can do with this. Pat sold me nigga bugging. But let me get some water right quick. He got it, bro. He got it. That's a crazy username. He got it. But notice this as well. This as well. Absurd. It's not even mad. This shit is absurd. So notice, when you come off pick and rolls, understanding I also got this drop coverage. How could I leverage space, right? Coby White ends up getting here, nudges Bogdanovich, and so now he creates this little bit of space right here, right? And if you understand a lot of the concepts I talk about, this is like a dribble pull-up, where once you create this little gap here, you know the defender's going to try to get down and beat you to a spot. And so Coby White, knowing that, I almost dribble pull-up just to get into a floater and get into my space. Contact. When you seek contact, you can create space. Let's talk about this right here as a Coby White as well. You gotta understand, this is literally read and react basketball, bro. His ability just to literally play in a flow of a game and not try to anticipate his moves, premeditate his moves, crazy. So understand, right? Notice, Vooch sets the screen right here. So now, with 2 on the ball, that creates a disadvantage on that weak side, leaving Dejounte Murray with 2 to guard. And now ball gets thrown to Coby White. Coby White catches, he jabs left because that's where Dejounte Murray's going. But Dejounte Murray, great play. You know I'm going to that right side. But Coby White, checkmate, boom, behind the back. And now I end up getting here down to the paint, and I got to face Capella. What does Capella do? He's stationary, Euro step, keep that ball in my midline, lay on that right side. Basketball is read and react, and that only happens if you play with pace. Pay from down south? Yeah, I'm from Florida. So, but peep this. Hold on. It was a terrible pass. He put him in a terrible spot. But all great players will see opportunities like this and not just sit here and wait for some bad shit to happen, for a turnover to occur. Notice what Dejounte Murray does. He sees everybody sitting around waiting for Capella to fall out of bounds. I cut down the middle, and I just end up finding myself a body. Tough work. That's tough. Tough. He just end up catching a body because he decided to say, let me not just sit here and just watch what's going on. Let me actually bail my teammate out. That water sounded delicious. What are you good, gang? But notice this here too. Keep it a bean though, right? No cap. This move is unguardable. Not a pump fake on Trae Young. He don't play defense. This right here. He gets into the paint. Step. You think he gonna go up, but watch. Come on, man. How could you stop that? How? As a defender in real speed, you can't be able to say, oh, let me just wait. You're going to think he's naturally going to jump. And so in situations like that, if you have the capacity physically to step, and literally stop in one spot and just wait, you're going to get some flybys and pump fakes and fouls. You're going to get those and some easy twos as well. That's just tough. Now let's go here, right? Hold on. I got to say something about Trae Young right quick. You bugging. At this point, I'm not even going to look at chat. Y'all keep trolling. I'm telling you. I'll time you out again, gang. Hold on. I'll time y'all out. I got to lock in. We about to flow. Starting right here, though. So, notice, right? Trae Young and Dejounte Murray sent Garrison Matthews to his left corner. Dejounte Murray now goes left, and then, what's his name? Devontae Green. Boom. He's sitting in help, kicks out to his corner. But being a player in this situation, if you're too scared to put the ball down, get into the paint, you're going to end up making plays like this, where you throw a corner to wing pass, and then you can just read that from a mile away. Ball gets thrown here, right? But notice this right here. This is hilarious, right? This is hilarious. Watch Trae Young, right? Watch him. Clearly a blocking foul. But now notice what he does. Look, all that complaining for a foul, you better do that same goddamn squat when you play defense, because I ain't never see him get low that playing defense. You'll only hit a squat that low when you complaining. You got the capacity to play defense. You in a full squat, slide your feet the same way. But you'll only get that low when you want to complain. Come on, Trae Young. You got to guard, bro. You got to guard. This beat anything that said you cannot play defense. Because you can't do it. You could get in the defensive stance. But he don't want to get no defensive stance. He's sitting here all squatting, sliding his feet, want to complain. But when it comes down to actually guarding somebody, he don't do it. Kind of crazy to me. That's kind of crazy. And now Coby White. Y'all gonna see a lot of shit going on with Coby White. You're gonna see a lot of shit, bro. There ain't no lags going on, bro. If there's no lags, you might get banned. You might get timed out for the stream. Let's see. All right, there's some lag. All right, they did say there's some lag. I don't know what is going on. Probably I don't know what's going on, but I can't really do much about it. I can't really do much about it right now. You just gotta rock with it. You gotta rock with it. Gotta rock with it. But I literally even changed my quality that I stream on and everything, but I don't know why it's still even occurring. But I'll have to see it next week. It should go away soon, though. It should go away soon. But even peep this as well. Peep this though. Coby White. Every move Coby White does has a purpose. Notice, tween back gets Wesley Matthews to be at a stop, so Vooch could actually set the screen. And now I end up getting off the screen. I got this drop coverage from Capella. I end up attacking him. He's picking up a little higher than usual. What do I now do here? Change of pace. And that change of pace set up everything. Because what that change of pace did to Capella in his rhythm, sliding as a defender, it got him from sliding to now, boom, breaking his base, trying to take these steps to stay in front and sprint. And now he can't even time that block and doesn't have the reach for it. And I get that lay on that left side. Read and react player. Continue to watch. Once again, down here in transition. Down here in transition. Locked in. Locked in. I was watching this. I'm like, I could really learn a lot of shit from Coby White, my damn self, because how much he just simply plays at a pace where he could make all the moves and reactions he needs. It's crazy. It's crazy. But let's get back to this though. Let's get back. So now, even in transition, Coby White not trying to get down the floor at his full speed, because he could go way faster than that if he wanted to, right? He could go way faster than that. And so once he actually gets himself to a point where he needs to make an attack, he needs to make a go move, I got Trae Young. You know he ain't getting no defensive stance. Boom, I get to his left side. I see Bogdanovic stepping up high. Trae Young, you know he's not trying to get back in front. Spin move right there. Get to the rim. High rep over the top. Bucket off another reaction. Now in transition. This is where it really becomes lethal. It'd be something so subtle like this. This is where that pace really becomes lethal, because defenders now understand how you react as a player. And so Bogdanovic in this situation, if he tries to jump out and do something with Coby White and take something away, you know he's going to react like this, because he plays at his own pace. And so what ends up occurring, he just plays in the middle and he just ends up getting a layup, because he was just able to recognize that, not overreact, and see what was available. Now Dejounte Murray on Coby White. You know, this is what Dejounte Murray going to do though. Anytime somebody going off as a guard, Dejounte Murray going to pick up on them. But that can't defeat some skills. And so what happens here with Coby White, ball screen, you're behind the play. You're behind the play now. And so you're at my advantage. Boom, I see contact here. And notice Dejounte Murray's movement after he decides to see contact. Watch where he goes. He has to hop out the opposite direction. And now Coby White gets into space for that floater. I get my bucket. Created disadvantage. You'll be able to actually capitalize on all these opportunities you see in the game. And now right here, this move is tough. You should do a podcast. That's going to be like way in the future if I do a podcast. That's not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. Watch this move by Coby White, though. This is tough. This right here is tough. Notice this. Bop, bop. Him. Right. Going right. This is tough. The reason I showed y'all that in full speed, because I got a better angle on this side. Right. I got a better angle over here. So notice this with Bogdanovic. Notice, right? So Bogdanovic is squared up with Coby White at this point in time. But watch Coby White. Tween back. You opened up that baseline. And what does that tell Coby White? Despite the fact I'm still looking middle. I could go attack left. And now there's also an empty corner. So I could attack strong going to my left. And so by attacking strong, I just get through all that contact, finish on the same side. Ball handling and moves is read and reaction. It's not, I'm going to do this move because I like it. I'm going to do this move because I'm pretty. I'm going to do this move to set up my attack into where I want to get to, which is ultimately a bucket. By the way, whether it's me or a teammate, let me clarify. Whether it's me or a teammate who gets a bucket, either or. Now I want to talk about this. There's a whole bunch of read and react. So understand. Now notice. Coby White's bringing the ball down, right? Now if there's action going on in the middle of the floor, this help defender doesn't matter and Trae Young doesn't matter despite the fact he don't play defense. So now what happens? Dejounte Murray switch with DeAndre Hunter. DeAndre Hunter jumps out and takes away the screen from Vooch. I hit a tween. And now what ends up occurring, Capella's waiting on the other side of Vooch, anticipating that the screen is going to happen. But now he ends up finding a way to get that split. Dejounte Murray's on DeRozan. I don't want to plug all the way. Bait, he looks back. Nobody's there. Easy twos all day. You just got to read the defense. And that only happens when you play at your own pace. When you only play at your own pace, man. Get these easy twos. What's good, Ben? What's good? And out here as an offensive player. Understand. This is how you got to be strategic. Let me read this right quick. The live keeps saying, I'm behind. I must be tripping. I don't know what may be transpiring, but I'm going to keep going. All the gems still going to be here regardless. All the gems going to be here regardless. So notice, right? Notice. So as an offensive player, you got to be strategic. You got to be smart. You got to learn from your past plays. Most importantly, that's the main concept, right? As an offensive player, this is how you learn from your past plays, right? Dejounte Murray, hang, tween, boom, he gets it picked. He ends up getting the ball right back, right? Hang, tween again. Instead of bringing it to that right side where I got to pick last time, I blow by, hard left, nobody in that corner. I now get fouled. You simply just got to make those adjustments sometimes. It'd be that simple. Instead of hang, tween, hang, go. That simple. You'll see a ton of players do that often, especially like an Embiid. Like he may hang and try to pull up or step back, but then he'll just go and adjust literally the next touch in that same possession. And now here as well. These pick and rolls make a lot of reads just easy. Because now, who has to tag on Vooch? Garrison Matthews. And now just going right, he did not tag. Makes it easy for me to make the right play because there's no tag. I pull Capello over. That's a bucket. Gravity. And now Dejounte Murray right quick. You was tripping? Okay. You was just tripping. It's all good. We about to be done, though. Right? But what allows Dejounte Murray's mid-range game to be elite is this right here. Notice. Anytime he pulls up, look at the release point. That could be a jump shot. That could be a floater. Regardless, he gets his release point high as shit at about 6'5", and also shoots it with a little bit of a lean, and he has like a 7-foot wingspan. So he has the physiques. He has a physique. He has the physicals to be able to play the mid-range game according to his competition. So y'all got to understand that. Do I have these physicals to play against them? And if I don't, how can I leverage the way I move to be able to use the mid-range game if I need it? Say like a D'Angelo Russell, who doesn't jump much, who's not very tall, doesn't have a crazy wingspan, but he'll still get his shit off in the mid-range when he needs to. Or Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? It's all about personalization. Figuring out what works best for you. Yo, what's good, Gerardo? What's good? But here, though, peep this with Coby White. Peep this shot right here by Coby White. This is kind of funny. Notice, right? A lot of y'all would think that if you end up getting a shot opportunity and you pump fake and hesitate, you're going to end up breaking it. But Coby White, he ends up getting right back into his base, and so he still has the necessary fluidity to be able to get that shot off from a deeper range, despite the fact he ain't use a ball for rhythm and momentum. So that base is vital. Y'all always need to find that base when you get into shots. And now these opportunities right here. This shit 5 minutes in. They ended up blowing this game out crazy. But if you even want to become a good off the dribble, you want to become a good deep range shooter, you're going to need these. You're going to need this. This regular catch and shoot shot, get into your base and find that fluidity there from a level, from a distance that's way easier than what it was before, right? At this point, Coby White got 40. And in the same way he started the game, about to be the same way he gonna end the game. He ends up getting his rip through going right, gets into his lane. He tries to get a charge, but I just realized he tried to get a fucking charge, bro. This is wild, bro. The defense just already knows that Coby White is gonna play at this pace. So watch Bogdanovich, right? Since he's at such a good pace, he just reads that he ain't gonna fall for this charge. And notice what ends up happening. He goes around right, he just ends up swiping down, he gets fouled. He ends his night the way he started it, at the free throw line. And so that's 42 by Coby White. And we about to be out of here. I'm going to be live again on Monday. We're going to peep the first games of the first round matchup in the playoffs on Monday. What series? I don't know. You're going to see what games was really good. But make sure that you also join the Patreon. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you got the noties on. Make sure you stay tuned because these breakdowns, we dropping gems on the daily. So make sure that you sacrifice your present self and invest into your future self and do everything you need to do to get to where you're here to be. You just go with the flow. I remember everything I want to say. But make sure y'all do everything you need to do to get to where you're here to be. So discipline or regret, you choose.